Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Julia for High Value, and in today's video I'm going to answer a question that I received from you. I asked on my Instagram account what should I address in today's video, and I'm going to talk about the power of choice in response to that question. And I'm going to read that question to you in a bit. But before that, remember to check out, if you haven't done so already, check out my 8-hour affirmation recording that I have posted on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna link it here. And make sure to listen to the affirmations every single night while you're sleeping, so you can reprogram your subconscious mind. We are on day 8 of our 21-day challenge, and it's really important to listen to this every night. Don't pressure yourself. If you happen to miss it one night, just add one night at the end of the 21 days. You can also go over the 21 days if you feel this is necessary for you, or if you just enjoy it, because the more you listen to that, obviously the easier it will be for you to think thoughts in alignment with your true, abundant, radiant self. And now I'm so excited to share the question with you that I got asked. So, how to deal with being forced to accept things you dislike? For example, bullying, people talking badly about you, etc. And my answer to this is, you are not forced to accept this. You don't need to accept this. The last thing that I would advise anyone to do is accept this. That's why we're going to talk about the power of choice today. And what I find interesting about this comment, and first of all, thank you so much for... Oh, no, I closed it. Thank you so much for submitting this comment. I'm gonna open it up real quick again. So, how to deal with being forced to accept things you dislike. Nobody forces you to accept things you dislike unless you're in a really, really abusive environment. This comment, though, doesn't sound like that. It sounds more like you are in an environment that you are not enjoying at the moment. And I'm sorry, first of all, to hear that you are in this environment. And it can definitely feel like you are forced to do this, but it's also because you're in a state where you're feeling like you're a victim of your situation, when actually you can turn your situation around. And it doesn't mean that you need to turn a situation around in that environment. You don't need to convince anybody to respect you, because people really can only treat you the way they treat themselves. And let's say you're in a really, really high energy state and you're really unaffected by other people's energy, then yeah, probably you are able to manifest some behavior from them that is better than how they treat others or how they treat themselves. But at the same time, if you are right now not in a high energy state, I wouldn't want to put up with that, and I also wouldn't want to try to influence other people who are at the moment not respecting me, because it costs a lot of energy and you're basically just giving more resistance and more kind of this fighting energy into a situation that is already toxic or already not pleasing for you. So remember that you have a choice. You have a choice of how you are viewing the situation. You have the choice of how you're perceiving yourself in the situation. You have the choice to leave the situation, and I don't know the exact circumstances of this, but I can tell you that for sure there is a way to not spend time with people who are disrespecting you. Yeah, you might be right now in a situation where it seems like it will take a long time to leave it. Maybe there's an opportunity, maybe you're holding yourself back. But even in case that you can't leave the situation right now because maybe you're living with your family or you're studying, even then, the number one thing that I would do in a situation, and it was in situations in my life where I was spending a lot of time with people that were triggering my feelings of being disrespected and feeling bullied or similar emotions. And how I would start is by realizing that how people treat you is a reflection of themselves, and it's not personal. That gives you already a lot of space to breathe and to realize that, all right, I do not need to make the outer circumstances, I do not need to view them from a point of this is a mirror right now. there might be something in your subconscious mind or some beliefs that you're holding on to that are making you see the situation that way. So you're feeling like a victim, and that's why you are perceiving yourself to be bullied. Because when you're in a state of self-confidence, even if people are mean or try to bully you, you will not take it personally, and you will see, all right, they are playing out their own unhealthy and toxic patterns, and they are projecting it onto me because they are projecting it really everywhere, and they are projecting it out randomly. But maybe also because I have some unhealed issues within me, and I kind of attract that behavior. Because what's happening, if something is unhealed, we kind of attract that behavior to release it, to heal it, to see it. So this is really an opportunity for you, and I know it's not easy, so be very compassionate and gentle with yourself. I know it's not easy when you're in that state. I actually just recently had a situation where people made some comments that made me, or that triggered some old emotions within me, where I felt a little awkward, and I'm not used to that anymore, because like I'm normally not feeling that way, and then that was coming up for me. And afterwards, what I did was I took some time for myself, and I realized, okay, right now I'm triggered. I am triggered into a lower state of being, and I'm not treated the way I would like to be treated. So what does this tell me about the people that I'm hanging out with? Why are they behaving that way? What is going on within them? How did I trigger them to behave like that? Did I or not? Do I want to perpetuate that acquaintanceship, or however you might want to call it? Do I want to meet them again? How do I want to react next time when this happens, or what can I do to prevent it? And what can I? And these are all the questions that just help me reflect. But the first thing that I ask myself is like, how can I stabilize myself? Because really, what anybody says to you, it's not about you. It doesn't matter. The only thing that is about you is your trigger. So if somebody triggers something, then that internal reaction, that's about you. How you are feeling when somebody says something tells you something about yourself. Because if it's like if somebody would tell you the sky is completely pink, you would probably not have a reaction, because you would just think like, that's a comment, it doesn't make sense for me. Maybe you would laugh about it. Maybe you would think that person is crazy. Maybe you would try to understand if they are using a metaphor. Whatever, but it would not trigger you on an emotional level. You wouldn't feel attacked personally. And I don't know what's going on here. The birds are really, really loud. But I think maybe you cannot hear it in the video. But yeah, it wouldn't attack you personally, because you'd be like, all right, the sky is pink. Glad I know that now. Yeah, you wouldn't be bothered, I guess. So same holds true when other people say other stuff. Yeah, people are just talking. They're projecting out what their belief system is, and part of their belief system is also their trauma. So you need to think, if somebody doesn't do serious in a work, they're gonna come up with a lot of stuff that might not make might not be on the highest level of consciousness. So if you hang out, and you might hang out with people who are maybe not necessarily like psychologists or coaches, or I don't know, monks who are completely focused in their lives on introspection. And even then, if somebody's focused on introspection, they have their blind spots. I know a lot of people who've been working in introspection and having jobs like that, and they have their blind spots for sure. So whatever somebody says, it's about them, and you can decide what of it you want to take and what not. Yeah, of course, what people say can also make sense, but in the I'm kind of turning in circles right now, but what I'm trying to say is that you need to decide what is objective information when somebody speaks to you, and what is their emotional projection. So if somebody says to you, you're fat and you're unattractive or whatever, then it's on you to decide if that is synchronized within your worldview, and if that is something that makes sense for you to hear, and that makes sense for you to accept as your reality. Because you can easily say that, all right, this person is trying to be rude to me, and that's not about me, because I know that I'm beautiful, I know that I'm attractive, I know that I'm divine and worthy. And I'm sorry for that person that they're feeling bad and they're trying to attack me. I'm not going to take it personally, and I'm not going to react to the situation, especially because I feel whole and complete within myself. So that's the way you do not react. Of course, if you have a trigger and you feel maybe that there's some truth to what people are saying, then it's not as easy to stay non-reactive, and that's okay. It's okay to be triggered. But then what you want to do is to find out why you are being rude to yourself, because in case it triggers you, you might be rude to yourself. It's maybe your internal dialogue reflected back to you. And then what you want to do is stabilize yourself in a state of self-love and confidence, where you tell yourself, I'm perfect as I am, I'm worthy the way I am. I mean, depends on where you're at, yeah, where you're at. If you're on your journey and you're looking to create some changes in your life, and you feel right now that you're not there yet, then you need to tell yourself that you are worthy the way you are right now. And yeah, the changes that you want to manifest, they will come, but you are worthy and you're deserving of loving attention and affection. And you need to kind of give yourself that love that you it sounds like that you want from the people that are bullying you. And somebody who's bullying you is not able to give you that unconditional love. It's only you can give that love to yourself, because you are the source. So if you're with people that are really, really toxic, then make sure that you have boundaries, make sure that you know who you are, and you need to work on your self-image. And that's the affirmation tape that I posted. Really, really make sure to use it. Use the affirmations and meditations that I put on my channel for free, and work on your self-image, because you need to know from the inside out that you are worthy, you are deserving. And you know what? It's not only toxic. I don't like to say toxic people, because nobody is a toxic person. We all have trauma. We all have patterns that are not, or that are less than ideal. But what matters is that we work on them, and that we stabilize in a state of love and project more love out. But if somebody's not doing that, if somebody's not self-aware, then they're not doing that because they're bad. They're doing that because they're just not as developed yet, and not self-aware of the energy that they are projecting outwards, and how they are perceiving their reality, and how they're interacting. So don't make it about yourself. Be very, very focused on your own self-love, on your own self-worth. Set boundaries. Let people know that you don't like that when whatever they're saying to you. If they do not want to listen, then you don't have to keep on the interaction. You don't have to stay in that same place. Use your power of choice. You're capable of using your power of choice. You're capable of changing and shifting your life. And I'm curious to hear maybe in which circumstances you are that you think that you are forced to accept this, because you don't. You're not forced to accept this. You aren't forced to accept this. That's my input for today. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, and I'm happy to answer them in future videos. Make sure to listen to your affirmations every night, and work on your self-image, and stabilize in a state of self-love and self-appreciation. And now I wish you a beautiful rest of your day. If you're looking for one-on-one support, then you can go and check out the links that I put in the description. You can follow me on YouTube, and you can apply to work with me, and I'm happy to provide one-on-one support that is going to help you stabilize in your new self-image and be the creator of your reality and feel worthy and complete within yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a lovely rest of your day.